Hey guys, ArkhIce here, and today there are some leaks for brand new characters that will be coming to the game sometime in the future. We're going to talk about those leaks and characters today, discuss what they might potentially do, and just look at what we have so far. Before we open this, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when I upload. Now we have here from 70s Leaks, right? We go down here, we have a new Merlin. We also have a new ArkhIce, right? What we have so far is Merlin's passive icon, right? We can see that she has some form of, it's her using her magic. She has her passive replay banner. And then, we have, of course, her models, her skin, basically all of her model cut up in different pieces. We have different forms of her costumes here. If we scroll down, that's really it. And then, of course, for ArkhIce, we have her passive replay. We don't have really a passive icon like we do Merlin here, but we do have a passive replay right here. We also have her hero coin for Hawk, which is Elizabeth and Hawk. We have the unit itself. We have the model, and of course, we have the different costume parts / models split up with each other, right? And then we have hero_illustrated_Hawk, which is, you see it in my thumbnails. It's the artwork for the unit where you get them to, I think it's four affection, and then you can see the actual illustration in game when you click on the unit itself. That's what we have for Hawk, and we also have that for Merlin. At the bottom here, we also have her hero illustrated. So that means they are mostly all in the game, right? Except for, of course, we don't see their animations or anything. That's not something we see. I don't know. I don't think it's in the summer story mode. I don't think there's even a summer story mode. I do know that because of the way their passive replays look, they are definitely summer units. They're not actually going to be units based off the 7DS story. So the next Merlin we should actually get based off the story should be whenever they basically past Chandler fight. There's a Merlin fight past the Chandler fight that's going to happen. It's that Merlin from that fight. That's the Merlin we should get next as the next big Merlin. And as you can see here, it's not that. It's a summer form Merlin. You see she's in some type of beachless paradise. We also have an ArkhIce, which is in a beach paradise area, as you can see there. So they're definitely summer units. We could potentially be getting them in 2 weeks after Roxy leaves. That is a possibility. Summer doesn't end until August, I'm pretty sure. The end of August. So we could potentially get them from the end of July all the way to the end of August. There could be literally the range we could get them. Or we could just not get them all at all until next summer. And they just stay there waiting to be actually made into units in game and actually released. But yeah, looking at what we know and what they look like, I expect the release to come soon-ish. But yeah, we can kind of speculate what the Merlin's going to do based off our passive icon. Because if we go to Grand Cross database, right? If we go over here, pull up Grand Cross database. We move into Grand Cross database, right? We can look at their passive icons, and as you can see, it does show potentially kind of what they do in quotation marks. So this Roxy here, right? She has in her icon passive, she has her chain going over her, she has some sparkles going around, and it's kind of stimulating the evasion kind of, and what her passive does to give her evasion. Let's go to a different character, because I think a different character might be a good choice. Purgatory Bond. So Purgatory Bond, it gives him, HP stats, right? It makes it to where he's more invincible, right? He's more immortal. And as you can see here, his passive icon is whenever he went into Purgatory, he transformed to a demon, right? That's what he was fighting, the transfer in the demon form. He didn't want to transform into that. He kept fighting that form. Well, that form made him much, much stronger than what he was. This passive icon, you can tell exactly what his passive is supposed to be. You can base him off of that, he's supposed to get stronger. And his passive is him getting stronger, right? There's more examples I could give of this, multiple examples. But you know, you get it. Like the passive icon is supposed to show exactly what they do. The one Escanor is supposed to show him actually transforming into his Escanor state, because it's showing the one Escanor in his passive. His passive is based off how once he gets closer and closer to noon, he transforms slowly and slowly into that fully invincible state, right? So if we go back over here to Discord and look at the leaks, right? Looking at Merlin's passive, I'm assuming, right, that her passive is going to be some form of either buffer or debuffer, right? Because the passive is shown her using her magic. So I'm thinking her passive is going to have to be doing something either whenever someone uses a skill, and when someone uses a skill, or it's going to be some type of form of passive buff or passive debuff, right? That's what I'm looking at. That's kind of what I'm gaining from that, right? Obviously, she's going to be a summer unit, so she's going to have some summer animations and stuff. Alleyhawk, we can't really gauge exactly what they're going to do. I mean, the only thing we do for Alleyhawk is really here. Going over here and actually looking at the Alleyhawk that we had previously and seeing kind of what they did with them and then basing it off of that. Kind of. Because there's not much we can actually... Is it called Hawk or is it called Elizabeth Hawk? It's called Elizabeth Hawk. Okay. There's not much we can take away from something when we don't have anything to take away from. So each Hawk is... Let's see here. So they each attacking, right? They're all attacking units. Pierce unit. This is just a pure big, just damaging unit, just based off of stats alone. And here we have a buffer amplify attacking unit, right? So all the Hawks have one thing in common, is that they're all some form of DPS, right? Either they're buffing amplify DPS, they are pierce DPS, or they're just, you know, big, the one Escanor damage DPS, right? They're all some form of DPS, crit, pierce, and then amplify, right? So going based off of that, we can probably base that this Elizabeth and Hawk, I'm going to place some bets on it being a DPS unit. And since we have different kinds of like DPS and stuff, I'm thinking maybe this Elizabeth and Hawk could be something like Ruin, because like they're each like different forms of DPS, right? And we don't have many Ruin form of characters, right? If we go down here and we find Ruin through here, the main set of Ruin, we have Dogetto here, right? We got Glocks, and then of course we have Green King. Dogetto has an attack card that's Ruin. If you know what Ruin does, this is right here. Its damage dealt it's increased per debuff by 30%, right? So if they have like 5 debuffs, it gets increased by 150%, and then that removes the debuffs off of them. And of course, you know, Galax has it in his ultimate, and then King has it in his secondary poison and guarding card. So I'm thinking maybe this Elizabeth and Hawk will be a new form of DPS, and maybe will be the new unit that has Ruin, because there hasn't been a new unit with Ruin since Gloxinia came out, and that was a long time ago. So we're due in time for some form of new Ruin unit, right? Elizabeth and Hawk could be that. They could be a Ruin unit. But other than that, there's not much we can actually legitimately take away from that. It's really all I can speculate, right? There's not much I can take it further. That's it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next video. Bye bye.